In the not-too-distant future, humanity, having conquered the limitations of its own solar system, reaches out to the stars, establishing colonies on a string of exoplanets. Each of these new worlds serves as a beacon of Earth's cultural and technological progress, showcasing advances that have turned once distant dreams into everyday realities. Yet, for all their advancements, humans remain a species driven by the desire to explore and expand, inevitably reaching the territories of the Zeltharians. The Zeltharians, a species whose society is built around martial prowess and an unbending honor code, are no strangers to conflict, but they view it as a sacred extension of their cultural identity. Known across the galaxy for their formidable combat skills, the Zeltharians see war as a pure form of expression and negotiation, practiced and perfected over centuries. Their warriors, towering and imposing, are trained from birth in the art of combat, making them a fearsome sight on any battlefield. As human colonies flourish, their expansion uncovers a series of resource-rich planets. These planets, however, lie in a zone that overlaps with Zeltharian claimed territories, leading to a simmering tension between the two species. The Zeltharians, perceiving humans as technologically advanced yet physically and strategically inferior, decide to invoke their ancient rites of conflict resolution, a series of combats known as the Crethean Trials. Adhering strictly to their honor code, the Zeltharian High Council issues a formal challenge to the human colonies. They demand that the dispute over the planets be settled through traditional combat, dismissing diplomatic negotiations as a lesser path to honor. In their view, this method will not only determine the rightful owner of the disputed zones but also demonstrate the superiority of Zeltharian warriors, expecting quick and decisive victories over what they assume to be less capable human opponents. Unbeknownst to the Zeltharians, however, is the human history teeming with wars of survival and conquest, a history that has honed human resilience and tactical ingenuity. As the challenge is broadcast across human colonies, it ignites a fire among the people. Humans prepare not just to defend their new homes but to prove that their spirit and intelligence are forces to be reckoned with. In the upcoming trials, the Zeltharians will face an adversary unlike any they have encountered, a race that has turned survival into an art, and war into a science. As both civilizations brace for the impending conflicts, the galaxy watches, knowing that these battles will not only decide the fate of planets, but might also redefine the power dynamics of the cosmos itself. As the formal challenge from the Zeltharians echoes across the human colonies, strategic meetings convene under a veil of urgency. Leaders and military strategists, descendants of Earth's most legendary generals and tacticians, gather to sculpt a defense not just rooted in strength, but in the cunning that has characterized human conflicts throughout history. Drawing from a rich legacy of guerrilla warfare, psychological operations, and adaptive tactics, the preparations are as much about mental resilience as they are about physical readiness. Simulations run deep into the night, with scenarios playing out Earth's historic battles against varied terrains and enemies, each adapted to counter the anticipated brute force of the Zeltharian warriors. Parallel to human strategizing, the Zeltharians engage in rigorous preparations that mirror their confidence in their own martial prowess. In training arenas carved from the rugged landscapes of their home world, Zeltharian warriors hone their skills through combat drills that emphasize raw power and traditional fighting techniques. Their training, a spectacle of strength and endurance, is designed to reinforce their belief in the superiority of their physical capabilities, with each warrior pushing the limits of their endurance to meet the high expectations of their commanders. As the initial skirmishes commence, the contrast in preparation styles becomes starkly evident. Humans, employing their deeply strategized plans, use the terrain to their advantage, setting up ambushes and hit-and-run attacks that leave the Zeltharians scrambling. Innovative human tactics, including the use of environmental hazards and improvised traps, disrupt the traditional and straightforward combat methods of the Zeltharians, leading to narrow yet significant early human victories. These encounters, though small in scale, play a crucial role in testing the waters, revealing the effectiveness of human ingenuity against Zeltharian strength. The psychological impact of these initial encounters begins to percolate through the ranks of the Zeltharians. Accustomed to straightforward victories and the dominance of their physical prowess in combat, the warriors find themselves confounded by the elusive and cunning human tactics. Doubt creeps into a culture that venerates certainty and strength, unsettling the warrior class and its leaders. Among the humans, these early victories serve as a vital boost to morale, cementing a belief in their strategic designs and reinforcing their commitment to the defense of their colonies. As both sides regroup and reassess their strategies, the realization dawns on the Zeltharians that their underestimation of human capabilities might have led them into a conflict far different from any they have faced before. This growing respect and unease set the stage for a broader confrontation, with each side now fully aware of the other's capabilities and intent on asserting their dominance. The war escalates as both sides engage in increasingly ferocious battles, with the conflict now spread across several disputed planets. Each skirmish, larger and more intense than the last, showcases the unique qualities of key participants: a grizzled Zeltharian warrior known for his honor and relentless combat style, and a human tactician, celebrated for her strategic ingenuity and ability to think several moves ahead. As these characters emerge into the forefront, their encounters become the stuff of legends within their respective camps. The human tactician, leveraging her knowledge of Zeltharian honor codes and combat rituals, orchestrates complex battle plans that continually adapt to the shifting dynamics of the battlefield. Her strategies often involve feints and diversions, drawing the Zeltharians into traps set against environmental backdrops that negate their physical superiority. One pivotal battle marks a turning point. The Zeltharians, gathering a massive force, aim to deliver a crushing blow to the human defenses, targeting a key colony that they believe is underprotected. However, as their forces descend, they find not vulnerability but a trap meticulously set by human forces. Utilizing the colony's complex terrain and integrated defense systems, the humans launch a counter-offensive that turns the tide. The battle, marked by intense ground skirmishes and strategic aerial maneuvers, ends in a resounding human victory, showcasing not only their tactical depth but also their ability to predict and counter Zeltharian moves. This defeat proves pivotal for the Zeltharian forces, especially the seasoned warrior who had led the charge. Witnessing firsthand the cunning and resolve of the human fighters, his perspective begins to shift. Respect for his adversaries grows, born out of the recognition of their strategic brilliance and their unwavering determination to defend their homes. This respect is tinged with a growing apprehension that the war, initially believed to be a straightforward campaign, might indeed be lost if current strategies remain unchanged. In the aftermath, the Zeltharian command, rattled by the unexpected defeat, calls for a strategic retreat. This pause in active combat allows them to reassess their approach towards the humans. Discussions within the Zeltharian war councils reveal a split between those who wish to continue the fight, believing their honor is at stake, and those who, influenced by the seasoned warrior's first-hand accounts, argue for a new approach. This period of reflection and reassessment leads to the reluctant acknowledgement that a continuation of the conflict under the same premises might lead to further losses. As both sides regroup, the seeds of diplomatic engagement begin to sprout. The humans, recognizing the shift in Zeltharian tactics and the pause in their offensive, prepare to capitalize on this opportunity to steer the conflict from open warfare towards negotiation. With the battlefield temporarily quiet, the focus shifts to diplomacy, setting the stage for a different kind of confrontation, one fought across negotiation tables rather than war-torn landscapes, where the cunning and strategy that marked the battles might now pave the way for a lasting peace. Following a series of intense conflicts that tested the mettle and strategic acumen of both humans and Zeltharians, the leaders of both sides approached the negotiation table. Wariness is evident in their demeanors, but so is a newfound respect for the capabilities and honor of the other. The negotiations are not merely discussions of terms but a forum where the courage and tactical wisdom displayed in battle are acknowledged and commended. As the key figures from earlier confrontations take their places, among them the seasoned Zeltharian warrior and the brilliant human tactician, there's a palpable sense of history being made. The dialogue that ensues is candid and fraught with the tension of past battles, yet there's an underlying current of mutual respect. Each side presents their stipulations not as demands but as considerations for lasting peace. The human tactician emphasizes the necessity of safeguarding human colonies, while the Zeltharian warrior speaks on maintaining the honor and security of their people. This collaborative spirit culminates in the signing of a treaty in a solemn ceremony attended by representatives from both races. The treaty is a testament to the valor and strategic depth each side has come to recognize in the other. It grants ownership of the disputed planets to the humans while ensuring that Zeltharian interests, particularly in terms of economic and security cooperations, are preserved and respected. The ceremony, though marked by the formality of diplomatic protocol, is imbued with a sense of achievement and forward-looking optimism. In the months following the treaty signing, a series of cultural exchanges and joint initiatives begin to knit the fabric of a new alliance. Human and Zeltharian delegations visit each other's planets, partaking in cultural, educational, and military exchanges. These interactions, initially cautious, grow more robust and frequent, revealing the rich cultural tapestries and shared goals of both species. The exchanges lead to a deepened understanding and foster a milieu in which former adversaries see each other as allies against common extraterrestrial threats. The leaders of both species, reflecting on the tumultuous path to peace, publicly acknowledge the lessons learned from the conflict. They speak on the dangers of underestimating an opponent and the crucial role that respect and understanding play in conflict resolution. These reflections, shared in speeches and disseminated through interstellar media, serve not only as a record of the past conflict but as a guide for future generations. The story concludes with a forward-looking statement from both human and Zeltharian leaders. They express a committed vision towards not just maintaining peace but actively working together to face other potential cosmic threats. The alliance, once unimaginable, is now seen as a pivotal element in the stability of the region. Proposals for a joint defense strategy are laid out, signaling the beginning of a new era in human-Zeltharian relations, where once stood warriors across battle lines, now stand allies, prepared to defend their shared interests and prosperity in the cosmos.